All right, so here's the damage. Not good. Back door seems okay. I got rust converter on it. And then the rear driver's side, all the way through, you can literally see the inside. I got a rust converter in there. Not worried about the rockers too much because these are gonna get cut off. But for now, at least gonna try to get these doors serviceable and we'll see what happens. All right, so we've got this side cut a little bit. This is where my grinder died, so I'm gonna charge that, but cut out a lot of the rust and then resprayed rust converter in there, and did the same with the other side. On the other side's a really big hole. This is crazy. Look at this. I don't know how the foam is gonna work. We're gonna try it though, because I only have a little stick welder and there's no outlets or anything out here. Don't have a garage, so yeah, we'll see. And I started cutting the rocker because I'm gonna replace those anyways. But that's when my grinder died, once I finished this, and then went to the other side with my cutoff wheel. So we're gonna charge that up. I resprayed in here too, the rust converter. So I'm gonna charge up my grinder, let all this cure a little bit, and then we're gonna try some foam and hold it in with cardboard and see what happens. All right. All right, so we got the rust cut out on this side. Put more converter in there. I started cutting this rocker panel out. Did the same on the other side, and my grinder died, so I put more rust converter in here to give it a good, base. So we're gonna let that cure, let the grinder charge, and then fill it up with foam. See what the fuck happens. All right, so we got the foam in here. We've got it taped up, cardboard on it. Now I didn't fill it by poking holes in it. I initially filled it when it was open, then put the cardboard over, put some holes in it, and then finished off the can. This side's a whole can, the other side's also a whole can. This side is the Loctite, which I used first. It looks nice. I wish I had two of them, but I got one Loctite and one of the what's it called, whatever the main one is, but this is very dense. You can even see it, it's dense coming out even, so you can see it pushing through. And then we also finished cutting the rocker. That's a mess. Now, to put in rectangular tubing, I'm gonna have to do some research, or if anybody has advice. Now, this will have to be cut out, I assume, too, but I'm not sure about that. I don't know how that goes. So we're gonna check that out, but probably either way that's gonna be cut out, just because that's all rusted. We're gonna cut the rocker panel on this side too, but my grinder kept dying on me with the cutoff wheel, so we're not doing that today. But we got the same thing here. This side is what the hell is it called? Easy Foam, or it's the one that everybody uses for simple stuff. It's like $3 a can. The Loctite was about $6. You can kind of see the difference. You can tell there's It's definitely less dense, but this is a smaller hole. I honestly didn't think that, I thought I'd be able to do the whole thing in one can. I just bought one can of each just to see, but yeah, so we're gonna let this cure overnight. I'm not gonna mess with it at all today. I'm done for today. So it gets fully cured, fully hardened, fully expanded, and we're gonna see how it looks. I basically just need something to fill the back, something to fill in there, so I can put Bondo over it and then go from there. I couldn't find fiberglass Bondo or any mesh, and the holes, at least on the other side, were way too big to do that anyways. So we're gonna see how this works. This is all rust preventative that's sprayed. And the goal originally, before I found all this rust, was to take off the plastic door covers. And then basically at this body line, where you can see where the plastic door covers were, tape off right above, and then all of this would be bed lined. And then eventually the rockers cut out, and I already have stainless steel rectangular tubing to put there. So that's where we're at. We're getting there. Never done anything like this before, so it's a process, but it's fairly exciting doing this stuff yourself. I mean, it's pretty cool. It sucks that there's this much damage, but I mean, you know, car is almost 27 years old, and I live in the Rust Belt, so it's expected. Frame itself isn't too bad. There's some spots, but I mean, this is bad here, but that's just from the rocker and all that. But the frame itself is fairly okay, which is nice. So eventually, when all this is taken care of, gonna get the surface rust off of everything underneath there, and get that cleaned up. I think I'm gonna do a rubberized coating and then protect that with a bed liner, because I know just the rubberized coating can become compromised. But I think basically grinding it all down, sanding it down, getting a rust preventative on there, followed by a rubberized coating, then with a bed liner, that's 3 layers. I think that's the way to go. So we'll see, but yeah, we'll update once this is set. All right, so we're back. Here's the driver's side. We took off the covering. It was great stuff, by the way. That's the name of the foam that was on this side. It filled up absolutely perfect. It was perfect. I have a picture of it. I'll put it in here. And then I went and bought some Bondo glass. I was gonna get hair. I'm glad I didn't, because this stuff is very, very, very thick and stringy. So I figure I'm gonna put this on, clean it up, then put regular Bondo over it. But yeah, this side's coming out awesome. I'm really happy with it. I just grinded down the foam. As you can see, it's recessed so I can build up the Bondo. Kind of go from there. The bottom of the door, I think I'm just gonna have to work on that when I'm done with all the rest of this, because trying to do it at once, it's impossible. I can't mold it right. I can't get it to peel over. I just gotta fill this and then work on the bottom after that. And then here's the passenger side. We grinded down and sanded down all of the foam and the initial Bondo layer I put on there. I should have done this to the foam initially before putting any Bondo on there, but you live and you learn. Trying to recess it back. Again, my good old Harbor Freight grinder died, so we'll get back at it when that's charged, get all this a little bit farther back, then put the glass, like the driver's side, fill the holes, then put regular Bondo over it, feather it in everywhere, and go from there. So yeah, this is definitely a process. I wish I sanded this down before putting Bondo on, but that's all right. I'm kind of rolling now. I've got my steps and my processes, so we'll get this going. But it's not turning out bad. I mean, the foam is all in here. The foam was great on the other side, fully done. It's a good backing. If you need something to put the Bondo over for something crazy big like this, it'll work. You can put stuff on there, and it sticks. It's not coming off. So yeah, we'll update as we continue. All right, so now we got everything grinded down to bare metal. It's not perfectly feathered. I don't have the bottom perfectly done, but it'll do for now. I just need to at least get it mainly done, and then I can touch up the rest. I still got to cut out some of the rockers, but that's taking a back seat because I've got to get this primed, and I got to get at least Bedliner on it initially, and then I can come back and really touch up the bottoms and all that stuff. But it's not too bad. So we're gonna hit it with some degreaser on the metal, and then probably 2 coats of primer on it, Rust-Oleum primer, filler, and then hit it with some Bedliner. So let's do it. All right, so we got the primer on. It's 2 coats. It's not very even. That's okay. It really highlights on camera the imperfections. Like I said, though, it's not perfect. I don't want it perfect. I just need to at least get this done, and then I can come back and clean up the other parts. You know, I still have to do under the door, all that, but I at least need to get it done. So I got everything taped off. And then the other side's the same. It's good stuff. I haven't, it's a sandable primer, but I haven't used much of it at all. Like, I haven't sanded any of it, dude, once I put the primer on. So, because like I said, I'll come back to this stuff, but definitely had to get the primer on. Now we'll try the Bedliner and see how it goes. All right, so we have the final product. This is the passenger side, obviously. Now you can definitely see where I did the work, and I still have to, do more on the bottom of the door to square it, if you will. But I just need to get this done initially, and I can touch that up. It's really not too obvious when you're about, a couple feet away. The closer you go, you see it, but it's not ridiculous. This, I can't fucking do anything about. It was too windy. Same with that one there. But we can revisit that, just sand that part off at a future time, and then feather this in maybe a bit more. But I'm pretty damn pleased. My line is pretty good, considering I just taped it. This is my first time doing anything like this. I do a couple spots that are like that. I mean, that's really nothing, though. That one part is actually metal that I went too far up with the grinding wheel. And I'm not too worried about that. This is, can get that off. It's not bad, though. Looks pretty good. So this is those 2 coats of Rust-Oleum sandable primer. And then we use 2 coats of the Rust-Oleum truck bed liner out of spray, out of a spray can. And I still gotta, you know, cut that out and everything, but. And then this side, it's a bit more obvious depending on what angle you look at it. You can really see it in a camera here, not so much with your eyes, but the camera picks it up a lot. Again, not too worried about it though. Still got to do a bit more at the bottom, but that's okay. Same deal, can work on that, square it off. I mean, overall, it looks good. It's a good place to put the body line. Like the height, it's not too far up on the door. I don't think it's too low. It's right above the curve, which is basically where the plastic panels sit, the original plastic panels. But yeah, and then we just got to touch up the rims now since I got new tires. They're a bit scraped. Touch up the rims, and then we'll do the same in the bumpers, the bed liner. We'll just sand it down, and then paint that by hand, dab it on there, and it should look good. But I'm pretty pleased with that, considering. So yeah, we kind of turned this into something pretty good, so I'm happy with it.